Welcome to the 2023 Coffee with the Chair Chat. My name is Joe Massaro. I'm the President and CEO of the Pennsylvania Restaurant and Lodging Association, and I'm joined by our 2023 Chairperson of the Board, Cynthia Smith. We'd like to start by thanking today's sponsor and year-long partner, Ellis Coffee. We also thank each of you for volunteering your time and expertise in service to our industry through PRLA. Over the next few minutes, PRLA would like to provide the opportunity to get you to know Cynthia perhaps a bit more and to hear her vision for the year ahead. Cynthia, thank you for being with us today.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Some may not be aware of the history of your family in the restaurant business and the years of industry leadership in your lineage. Please share your family story and your personal growth as it has led to this most important role as the 2023 PRLA Chairperson of the Board.
Well, my mom and stepdad, Nancy and Bill Campbell, opened the first Haas's They Can See House restaurant in 1983 in DuBois, Pennsylvania, and then opened an additional 30 locations over the next 10 years. Wow. So when I was a junior in high school, I started working as a greeter and salad bar attendant at the Altoona Haas's location. And then as I attended college, I continued to work as a server at various locations. After college, I went on to law school. And once I graduated from law school and passed the bar, I came back to Haas's corporate office and began working as in-house counsel, where I've been for 27 years. So throughout that time, I've worked in various roles in multiple areas, but my current focus is on regulatory compliance and corporate records management.
Cynthia, can you share a little bit about your mom and stepdad's service to the association, how they supported it for all these years?
Sure. My mom and stepdad were already involved with what was then the Pennsylvania Restaurant Association when I came to work at the corporate headquarters. And they quickly encouraged Tom and me, my husband, who also works with the company, to get involved as well. Bill served faithfully on the executive board and several committees over the years, and he and my mom supported the PRA with their time and expertise as well as their finances. They've always believed wholeheartedly in participating with other restaurateurs for the betterment of our industry, and getting involved with the PRA was a great way to do that. So eventually, they stepped back and left Tom and me to remain involved. Much of my participation over the years was simply observing and listening. But watching dozens of members contribute their time and share their expertise with the organization over the years encouraged me to eventually get involved a little bit more. So I gradually joined a few committees. And then at one point I became the chair of the Government Affairs Committee and later as co-chair, and eventually the executive committee, and then as an officer. In addition to that, throughout the 22 years that my husband and I have been involved, we've attended almost every legislative day in Harrisburg and almost every public affairs conference in Washington, D.C. And it's those experiences that really gave me an understanding of how the legislative process works and how important it is to be involved. Yes, the legislative process can be slow, frustrating, and certainly disappointing, but we really just have to take part in it. We can either write or at least influence our own story, or someone else will be happy to do that for us.
As you know, most listening today are actively involved in our organization. Do you have any thoughts to share about why our audience should encourage others at every level of the organization to become involved in PRLA?
Well, for starters, you get to hang out with a great group of people.
True.
Of course, all the folks at PRLA, yourself included, are top-notch professionals, always focused on the needs of our membership, and always friendly, helpful, and resourceful. Add to that our amazing group of members. These are hospitality people, right? There's so much expertise, so much experience, so many stories to share, and so much fun to be had with these folks. And if that's not enough, this organization offers so many opportunities to get involved. And as I touched on earlier, getting involved helps you to become more knowledgeable about the industry and how it is impacted by the legislative, regulatory, and legal landscape. Also, being able to discuss issues that you're facing in your own business with all these other members is invaluable. And these opportunities aren't just good for owners and top management. This is good stuff for anyone who's interested in a career in the hospitality industry, particularly those wanting to grow and advance within their own organization, within the industry as a whole, or even in their personal lives. And people across all levels of our organization benefit when the legislative and regulatory landscape enhance our businesses rather than strain them. The more inclusive our activities are, the more impactful our association can be.
Cynthia, that really resonates with me. When I think back on my own career and the experiences I had, even as a really young manager in the hospitality industry, I was encouraged to get involved in my state association. And doing so, it taught me all kinds of lessons of how large the industry is. And it allowed me to practice leadership skills as I served on committees. And it really helped me grow. And actually, I became more loyal to my boss because he gave me that opportunity. So I really like that you bring that as a real benefit to our members, to get everyone involved. Can you give me an example of maybe how someone at an entry level in hospitality can really benefit their own career?
As an example, we know that our industry is dependent on servers. There has been a growing effort to replace the tipping model with increased hourly wages and the elimination of the tip credit. And as you know, this has actually happened in a few places. But we consistently hear from servers that they don't actually want that, because in most cases, it would reduce their income. If our servers would get involved and share their personal stories, they would impact what happens with tip policy way more than anything we could ever share. So this type of multi-level involvement increases knowledge and promotes unity within our workforces. Let's face it, folks from every area of our businesses play a role in our success. Getting people involved with the PRLA across all these areas will strengthen our association as well as our businesses and our people. There's no other place I know of where you'll find this level of experience and expertise in which to learn and grow.
Cynthia, during your keynote address, when you were installed as the 2023 chairperson of PRLA, you set a vision for 3 significant initiatives for the organization. One was an intense focus on workforce development. One was making sure that everyone knew the hospitality industry was one suited for all. And you wanted to enhance the educational opportunities for our hospitality leaders, those leaders of tomorrow. Can you share a little bit of the detail behind that and how you see PRLA can help advance in those areas?
Our workforce development strategy is twofold. We will engage with our national partners at the National Restaurant Association and the American Hotel and Lodging Association to leverage programs aimed at recruitment, retention, and training. These programs will be highlighted at chapter and statewide meetings, as well as through our daily update and other communication tools. We also provided resources in this year's budget to hire a workforce specialist who will be tasked with connecting the PRLA to local and state organizations who specialize in workforce resources. This person will be the go-to for all workforce-related questions. Communicating the message that hospitality is for everyone is so important because many have a limited view of what our industry offers. We really do have opportunities for everyone. We welcome people of all ages, ethnicities, and backgrounds, folks looking for short-term or part-time work, and also those needing a lifelong family-sustaining career. And there are multiple pathways to get there. We will communicate this through our education networks so that those choosing post-secondary education, those choosing to enter the full-time workforce directly from high school, and those looking for a career change will all understand that we provide those opportunities. And as new folks enter our industry, we will stand ready to prepare them for future career growth and leadership opportunities by providing continuing education through online and in-person certification programs, as well as our state and chapter conferences.
This certainly is a great opportunity for folks entering the hospitality industry. There's so much opportunity, as you had mentioned, and it'll be exciting for us to be able to play a part in helping someone advance their career and watching them flourish in the industry that we've come to love. So thanks for sharing those priorities. They are important to us. Cynthia, do you have any advice for other women who wish to grow as a leader in both their own business and in the industry at large?
Well, my answers to this question are more about who we are rather than what we are. So I'm not sure that my advice for women would be any different than what I would offer for people in general. But when considering the things that I think helped me to grow in these areas, 7 things came to mind. Know who you are and don't compromise your values. Choose carefully who and what you allow to influence you. And related to that, be intentional with what you consume, whether that's physically, mentally, and even visually. Be intentional with your words also. We have to speak positively. There's way too much negativity out there already.
Sure.
Next, take care of yourself and practice good posture. Feeling well and feeling good about yourself make everything better. Another one would be to focus more on listening and less on talking. I think so many times when someone is talking with us, we're focused on what our response is going to be rather than listening to what's actually being said. And I think the more we focus on the person who's talking and really listening to them, the more meaningful and productive our conversations will be. And last but not least, always be kind. It doesn't cost anything, and I believe it's the most powerful way to influence people.
That's just such great advice for all of us. Thank you for sharing. And Cynthia, I've noticed now in working with you these past few months how thoughtful and kind you are. And in a group setting, at a committee meeting, a board meeting, how you listen intently. And I think then when you speak, it's so relevant, it's so helpful because you're really working to understand what everyone else's perspective is. And that's been a lesson for me, and one I think others in our association will benefit from your example. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Cynthia, what parting words might you have about the strength of PRLA and the prospect of Pennsylvania's leading restaurant, lodging, and tourism organization's future?
Well, I've been around a long time, and I think PRLA is stronger now than it's ever been. We have so many things going for us. We have tremendous volunteer leadership serving on our board as well as our committees and within our chapters. We also have a professional, dedicated staff at PRLA who provides great benefits, professional advocacy representation, tons of industry expertise, and of course, top-rate events. We also have a stable balance sheet, which ensures that we have the resources to serve our members well. And I also think that we nailed it with our selection of the new CEO of PRLA.
That's kind of you. Thank you.
It is truly an honor to be a part of this organization. And I'm really excited to see the great things we're going to do in the year ahead.
Thank you, Cynthia. I'm very excited about the year ahead as well, and look so forward to continuing to work with you to serve our industry. Cynthia, thank you for your time today and your leadership. We appreciate all that you do for us. And for those in the audience, thank you for your time and attention. And thank you for all your involvement and support of our industry through PRLA. We hope you have a great rest of the day.